Greetings, everyone. This is Eric Stewart from the Bad Rhino Local Podcast, and today I'm joined with an awesome guest, Jon Witmer, who's the owner of Rebath of Lancaster and Rebath of Westchester. So, how you doing, Jon?
I'm doing great, Eric. Great to be here. Appreciate you having me.
It's good to have you here, man. And I just want to give you the floor to kick us off by talking a little bit about what Rebath's all about and what you guys do.
Yeah, so we are a full-service bathroom remodeling company. So our niche is remove and replace bathroom remodels. So we don't cover things up. We tear out and replace with new. And we'll do anything from just a tub shower project to a whole remodel. So yeah, we service a wide variety of customers. And our calling card, I would say, is making the process as easy as possible for the customer. An example of that is, our design consultants actually come to the customer's home. They bring samples, pictures, and they can walk somebody through that process of designing and pricing an entire bathroom remodel all in one sitting. And so how that makes us a little bit different is customer doesn't have to go to the lighting store. They don't have to go to the paint store to pick out paint. They don't have to go plumbing supply house to pick out faucets. So it really saves a lot of time. So our niche is really directed to that really busy consumer that still wants to have a top quality job, but doesn't want to, doesn't have the time to run around all these different places to get what they need.
Yeah, Jon, I could imagine that a lot of people that want to remodel their bathroom, it's like they don't really know where to start, right? So reaching out to a company like you guys might give them a good start, give them a couple different options, see what they're looking for, and kind of go from there.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, how often do any of us do a major remodeling project, right? And, the bathroom is one of those rooms in the house that it kind of warrants a specialist, similar to your kitchen. General contractors are great, have a broad, range of experience, but when it comes to this type of project, this is all we do. So this is our specialty. Every day we're out there remodeling bathrooms, so that allows us to really bring a lot of efficiencies to the table and experience. So, I mean, we've seen endless amounts of configurations. So, if somebody has something they think is pretty unique, chances are we've already seen something like it or very close to it.
That goes a long way, right? Because I know people that try to do stuff on their own and you end up spending hours and hours of watching YouTube videos after YouTube videos just trying to figure out what the problem is. You could have just reached out to Jon. Yeah. He would have took care of you.
Yeah, endless trips back and forth to the big box store is usually how those projects go for most people anyway.
Absolutely. Well, Jon, let's dive into your story a little bit, being the owner of the company. How did you kind of first start out being the owner and take that leap of faith into what you're doing now?
Yeah, kind of interesting question. I mean, so I came from a family business background, but in a completely different arena. My family actually was in the horticulture business. And so many, many years ago, longer ago than maybe I'd like to admit at this point, I was out of college and sort of looking for a career change, and I went to work for a gentleman that owned a plumbing and heating company. And at the time, Rebath had reached out to him about buying just the franchise here in Lancaster County, so one small area. And so he and I ended up visiting a franchise in the time that was in Philadelphia to kind of explore this thing. And we both decided, hey, this seems like a pretty neat opportunity. So he hired me. That was back in 2001. So in 2003, then we spun the company off of his existing plumbing and heating business, and Rebath became its own company here in Lancaster. So that was 20 years ago, actually, this past May. And so that's how I got into the business, sort of in a roundabout way. I should back up and say my brother-in-law worked for that gentleman at the time as well. That's how the introduction was made there. So that's how I got into it. And a few years after that, I brought on a partner and bought out the original owner. And so he and I have really grown the business, and then opened up in Westchester in April of 2021. So yeah, been a crazy ride.
So now 20 years later, look at you now, right? Yeah. And I know there's a lot of things with home service businesses talking with different people and kind of finding out. One of the biggest problems nowadays is finding employees, right?
Yes.
And retaining those employees. So talk to me a little bit about how you find your employees and what that process looks like and how you keep them on your staff.
Yeah, you're dead on, Eric. I mean, that is one of the biggest challenges today. It's probably more challenging than any time in my 20-year career, I would say. So, yeah, something that we talk about all the time. We constantly look for ways to attract and hire and retain employees. Our company mission statement is actually pursuing an exceptional employee and customer experience. And so we intentionally put the employee first in that sentence, and something we take very seriously. So I feel like we've always done a pretty good job of keeping people here once they're here in the door, because we've always been focused on providing that great employee experience. So, we have 401k with company match, great health insurance. We actually pay for the premium for the employee. Many of the positions include company vehicles and those types of things. So, we do our best to provide, great benefits as much as we can possibly afford to do. So I think that's where it starts, is taking care of the key people once you have them in the door. And then, of course, that lends itself to getting referrals from our existing employees too, because if they feel appreciated and enjoy working here, they're more likely to recommend us to friends and family that may have interest. And trying to just get that message out to the greater population is important. Looking at ways we can partner with our local builders associations. Many of them are being more proactive now with, trying to start the process earlier in the funnel, and trying to get that message across to high schoolers that, hey, the trades are a great professional career path that you can make an excellent living, do something that is very valued in society, and feel great about that career choice. So starting to see some of the benefits and the fruits of those efforts as well. It's got to be in it for the long game. It's because the problem's not going away anytime soon.
Business owners and marketing professionals in the Philly area, Bad Rhino takes the overwhelm out of digital marketing. With tailored digital marketing services, from social media management to SEO and PPC advertising, our expert team navigates the complexities of the digital ad space for your business. Let Bad Rhino lead you to success. Visit badrhinoinc.com and let's take your business to new heights. Bad Rhino, we do digital marketing, so you don't have to.
I want to read one of your core values here, and I just want you to kind of explain to me a little bit about what it means to you. So the core value here is the key to great remodeling experience is working with people who truly care about the project as much as you do. So talk to me a little bit about what that means for you and your company.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, to a person, one of the most rewarding experiences is talking to that customer just after that project is completed, and just seeing the look on their face and how much they truly appreciate it. And I mean, there's no one here that doesn't truly enjoy that. If that doesn't mean something to you, if that's not rewarding, then this is not the place for you to work. And I guess one of the ways that we kind of share in those successes is every month we have a company meeting. And as part of that company meeting, we look at projects that we completed the prior month. And so it's a good way for all of us to celebrate those successes and look at the work that we've done. And my favorite projects are always those that really made a life-changing difference. So for example, we do a lot of projects that help people stay in their homes longer. And, by providing a safe shower where they may have had to step over a tub before. And of course, that's where most accidents in the home happen, is in the bathroom. Most of those are getting in and out of a bathtub. So really highlighting and focusing on those ways that, it beautifies their bathroom. There's no doubt that is rewarding in itself, but there's also projects that make a significant life-changing difference and allow someone to stay in their home for years and years beyond what they could have otherwise. And that's kind of what we're talking about, where these projects mean almost as much to us as they do to the homeowner.
You know, John, that is a great point because I know anyone who has elderly people living at their home. I know my grandfather's living at our house, and we did have to, change the bathroom around a little bit just so he would be able to use it and live with us instead of going to a nursing home. It does make a big difference.
Exactly, both in quality of life and in cost. I mean, the cost is one thing. It's very significant, obviously, to have to move into a long-term care facility, but just like for your grandfather, he gets to be around family for how many more years if you can accommodate him. And that's what it's about, is like extending that quality of life for people as well.
I love it. I love it. So one more business question here. What separates you from your competitors, would you say?
Yeah, great question. A little bit what I touched on earlier is there's very few companies out there that I'm aware of that can go through that kind of end-to-end process for the customer. In their home, one visit, design a whole bathroom, get that project knocked off the to-do list, and then do it really well. I think, Eric, one of the things, I talked about earlier is this is all we do is bathroom remodeling. So that's our sole focus. So, when you focus on one thing, you tend to get very good at it. You get all those hours of reps, and you get very efficient with it. And then, as part of a franchise, one of the advantages there is we're a small locally owned company, but we're backed by that national franchise, and we're backed by industry leading warranties, lifetime warranties on many of our products. So yeah, I would say that's it. It's that efficient process, and it's backed by industry leading warranties. So it's efficiency, it's peace of mind. And, it's one of those rooms in the home, again, that I would make a strong argument that you should hire a specialist for. Because bathrooms are a little bit different animal than, some other projects around the house.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anything with plumbing and bathroom remodeling, I could only imagine. But John, let's change focuses a little bit, because as I was reading your bio, I saw that you would, in your own words, you said your greatest achievement is your family. Yeah. So let's talk about your family a little bit. How many children you have and kind of that whole aspect there.
Yeah, I've got 3 kids. So I've been married for 25 years this past December. So yeah, real proud of that accomplishment. And then 3 great kids. I've got 2 of them that are college age, and then another one in middle school. So yeah, we live in Lancaster. We've been here for all of our married lives, and yeah, and enjoy this area and really all of central Pennsylvania. And yeah, it's just a great place to live and work for sure.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the area a little bit with the Westchester and Exton Chamber of Commerce and networking in that kind of community. Yep. Tell me a little bit about your own experience of what it's like networking in that community.
Yeah, so I mean, we were warmly welcomed to the community there in Westchester by the Chamber of Commerce, and we had, of course, our grand opening ceremonies, and they had great representation there for that. Did the whole ribbon cutting thing, which was really fun with our entire team, and really was a neat experience. So yeah, we feel like we've been welcomed with open arms to Westchester, and what a great area. I mean, it's such a neat town, and the surrounding areas are great too. So we're really pleased that we chose Westchester for kind of a base of operations for our suburban Philadelphia market there. Yeah, it's been great so far.
I love it. I love it. Cool, John. So I'll let you have the floor here to shout out your website, any of your social media links where people can come check you out and do some work with you.
Yeah, so we're rebath.com and then /location Lancaster. So you'll find a place to look for your local franchise if you happen to be out of our service area. And then all the social media channels as well. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. House is another popular format for people looking into home improvement. So we've got a profile on House as well, and a great place to look at some project photos there too.
Awesome. John, I appreciate you sitting down doing this quick little podcast with me, and I look forward to seeing you at networking events in the future.
Yeah, you bet, Eric. Thanks so much for having me. Enjoyed it.